Hello everyone, intuitive and astrologer Lisa Salvatore here with a reading for the Aquarius new moon that takes place on January 29th and the surrounding energies. For all of my new subscribers, welcome. It is lovely to have you here. And for all of my existing subscribers, as always, welcome back. So much gratitude to you all. It is awesome to have each and every one of you as a part of my community. If you want to just skip ahead, there's chapters in the description box below where we can get right into the video. Real quick, I just want to mention that I do have two memberships. One is here through YouTube and one is through my newsletter. I will put a video at the end of this video, a real quick explanation of the memberships so that you can decide if either one or none are right for you. As always, all of my links are in the description box below, lisasalvatore.com. In this video, we're going to go over what this Aquarius new moon is all about. And then for members, there will be more detailed insights into each sign. New moons are always a point of the lunar cycle that is the very beginning. It's fresh energy, initiation, manifestation, new starts. Not all new moons, not all moon cycles are created equal, as we know. The surrounding astrology will always impact the effect of each lunation. This new moon, however, I really like. It is the first new moon of the year. It is in the sign of the forward-thinking, innovative water bearer Aquarius. It is all about the birth of something new that will take time to build. Just to backtrack for a moment, January 20th and 21st, we had a conjunction of the Sun and Pluto at 1 degree of Aquarius. This is the first time that we've had this conjunction where Pluto has officially been in the sign of Aquarius. So this is kind of a big deal here. I talked a lot more about this in my January 2025 overview and my 2025 overview. Both will be linked in the description box below. If you have not checked those out yet, you should. But the Sun-Pluto conjunction, this is an alignment that we have not seen like this since the 1790s, since 1798. And as we know, historically, 1777 through 1798 was where we had all of the revolutions. The American Revolution, the French Revolution, and the Industrial Revolution had begun. The Sun and Pluto conjunction, collectively speaking, is all about power and empowerment, especially when it comes to our future, power to the people. Personally speaking, you'll want to look to the part of your birth chart that contains 1 degree of Aquarius, because this could be an initiation point for you to see where Aquarius falls in your own unique astrology chart. Which areas of life does this rule over for you? And how can you see your future self performing or living through these areas of life? But change is the name of the game, progressive change and movement forward, and we might not always like the change. Sometimes things accelerate very quickly, and we can't really keep up with it. Speaking of which, there is a tremendous mass awakening, spiritual awakening on this planet. And this new moon is going to feel very accelerated, heightened energy, heightened intuition, heightened synchronicities, prophetic dreams, hidden messages all around. Pay close attention to what is incoming and outgoing in your life, in your reality. Mind, body, soul. Feel free to check out a post I wrote about the Ascension process or the spiritual awakening process. I wrote that many years back on my blog. It probably is the blog post that has received the most traffic ever on my blog. So again, that'll be linked in the description box below. But yes, as this mass spiritual awakening is taking place on this planet, our eyes and hearts are being open to things at a much deeper and different level, at a much more spiritually connected level. That is what we are all here to do, to evolve, to grow, to advance. That's the soul. The ego self is what gets in the way for all of us, because at the end of the day, we are souls here having a human experience, not the other way around. This body, this vessel, is a spacesuit for our soul. Think about it. Speaking of spacesuit, Aquarius is absolutely connected to extraterrestrial, galactic activity, space, aviation. There's a lot to say here. This new moon takes place on January 29th at 7:36 a.m. Eastern Time, and I will pull the chart up shortly. It falls at 9 degrees and 51 minutes of Aquarius, so it's in the first decan or the first third of Aquarius, so it's very Aquarian, very future-orientated. Highest vibration of Aquarian energy is available at this new moon. I just want to emphasize the new beginning motto. January 29th is also the start of the Chinese Lunar New Year. In Chinese astrology, we are entering the year of the wood snake on January 29th. This is all about growth, transformation, renewal, shedding, letting things go to bring forth the new. It all connects. Aquarius is an air sign. It is of the mind. It is of the intellect. And even though the symbol for Aquarius is the water bearer, Aquarius is not a water sign. The theme of the water bearer is all about pouring out into the collective and then replenishing our reserves spiritually. The sign of Aquarius governs over the star card in the tarot. The star being all about renewal and transformation. It's also distant. Stars are distant, so we can see the hope in the distance. The 7 stars here are representative of the energy centers or the chakras. The water bearer energy here, pouring back into the collective after we've soaked up what we need. Now we're pouring back out our knowledge, our energy, our healing. This is all about hope and vision for the future. The tarot card that's associated with 9 degrees of Aquarius, this particular new moon, is the 5 of Swords. So we also must watch out for slander, gossip, what we're hearing, getting involved in confrontations or situations that we really have no place getting involved in, watching our mouths, trying not to weaponize others' words against them, and vice versa, don't weaponize self. Watch out for verbal spats and altercations, especially online. That's very heightened right now, hot button. And ask yourself at the end of the day, who is the real enemy? Is it you? Are you the one who is actually taking on a lot of energy you don't need to be taking on? Pour it back out. Do something healing so we can get out of this 5 of Swords energy. It's also very mental, so we're up here. And I have to pull in the Fool, 0, the very beginning, because this is Uranus. Uranus is the modern day ruler of Aquarius. Uranus is the eccentric one. Uranus is the rebel, the freedom seeker, the disruption, the taking a leap of faith, taking risks. That's Uranus. This is a very big part of this new moon energy. It's a mixed bag, but overall, I do really like the vibe of this Aquarius new moon, as long as we are tuning in to self and honoring the needs of the soul while keeping the needs of others in mind. Because like I always say, we are all here together. We're not going to always agree on everything and anything, but that's okay. We're not supposed to. We don't have to. But we can also stay in our lane with our own feelings, emotions, opinions, and beliefs while others do the same and let them be. We're also under the nodal shift of Pisces now, North Node in Pisces, collectively speaking, karmically speaking, where we're all moving toward we are one energy, collective, more collective cohesion. At least that's the hope, that's the goal. Spirituality, strong focus, strong emphasis. And my nodal shift video will be coming out shortly. I haven't had a chance to post it, but that one is recorded as well. Let's pull up the chart. Aquarius new moon, January 29th, 7:36 a.m. Eastern Time, 4:36 a.m. Pacific Time, and you can set this for your location to get the exact time. We've got quite a pile up here of Aquarius energy. We also have quite a bit of Pisces. I really like this Aquarian Pisces energy. It reminds us that there is magic to be had, to be found amongst everything and anything. It's about power to the people, power of the collective, power of community, finding your tribe. Online included. Aquarius is the sign of the digital, it's technology, networking, it's friendship. It's those that we collaborate with, those that we come together with for a common cause, humanitarian rights and efforts. On the other side of that, we will absolutely be seeing an increase, an uptick when it comes to protests and revolutions all across the world. And this is not going to be an immediate energy. Remember, Pluto is in Aquarius for the next 2 decades. So there's going to be a lot of changes and a lot of epiphanies and a lot of movements forward. It's not just right around this new moon, but it is the start. The energy is initiating something, a lot of things that will take time to unfold, because that is how the energy of Pluto operates. It's subterranean. We've got the new moon here at 9 degrees and 51 minutes in a really sweet trine with Jupiter here at 11 degrees of Gemini. This is expansive. This is optimistic. This is hopeful. Again, on the shadow side of that, we have to watch out for the overindulgence or overdoing of things. Watching our words, Jupiter and Gemini, especially online, the media, social media. That comes up in a big way around this new moon and the surrounding weeks. Speaking of Pluto, here we have Pluto at 1 degree of Aquarius in a conjunction with Mercury here at 2 degrees of Aquarius. Major awakenings are possible on both the personal and collective levels. Messages and truths coming to the table. You could see this play out in your personal life by where Aquarius falls in your birth chart. You can see it play out in others around you and within the collective. Information, revelations, new developments when it comes to travel, especially air travel and space travel, space in general. Going back to the online and the words, Jupiter in a trine to the new moon, there's also this strong energy around about what we can and cannot say, especially online, freedom of speech. and the potential for some restrictions to try and be placed on us in specific areas. And that's going to increase when Uranus enters Gemini in July, and then especially in 2026. We're really going into the new. So let's see what plays out. It's also very exciting as we focus on what could be, focus on the possibilities. We've got Venus over here at 25 degrees of Pisces, aligned with Neptune at 27 of Pisces, and the North Node at 28. This is a triple conjunction. This energy is extremely intuitive and creative and sweet, and again, a reminder of what is possible. There's an energy of hope attached to this, tapping into the higher vibration of the Pisces energy, which is compassion and kindness, the arts, beauty, romance, color, creativity, intuition, spirituality, faith. That's all in the higher vibration of Pisces. But we have to make sure that we're watching out for where we have the potential to be gaslit. And I say that because we have asteroid Nessus here at 17 degrees of Pisces, exactly aligned with Saturn. This, I feel like, could potentially be seen in one or more of your relationships. It's a sensitive energy, and it could bring something up to the table, some truths up to the table, especially with that Mercury-Pluto conjunction, about where and how you might be trying to control someone or something, or vice versa, someone or something trying to control you. There's going to likely be this recognition of it and the desire to change it. No more victim mentality. That's a very strong message here under this Aquarius new moon. And with the Venus-Neptune North Node conjunction, it's very important that we look ahead about what every possible outcome could be for the actions that we take right now. That's another very strong emphasis around this new moon, around this year in general, that all actions that we take have far-reaching consequences beyond what we can consciously see right now. Now, because Saturn is the traditional ruler of Aquarius, this new moon is actually ruled by Saturn. So that puts a lot more focus onto the Saturn-Nessus conjunction in the way of relationships. That's going to be very highlighted. Then we have Uranus over here at 23 degrees of Taurus. And Uranus is the traditional ruler of Aquarius. So we've got the Saturn energy and the Uranian energy. Uranus is retrograde, but Uranus is stationary, getting ready right at the heels of this new moon to station direct. Uranus will station direct on January 30th, the day after this new moon. For those that might have anything fixed around 21 to 24 degrees of the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, or Aquarius, you will definitely be feeling this shake-up energy of Uranus stationing direct. And when I say you're going to be feeling it, you might physically feel it as it moves through your body. You might have excess energy in the body. It might even feel a little bit like just a nervous tension or anxiety. It could just feel a little bit disruptive to the nervous system. So take really good care of yourself. Actually, we will all be experiencing this, but it'll likely be more strong for the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, as Uranus gets ready to station direct. Also with this energy, it would not be surprising if we see a major increase in seismic activity in the way of earthquakes and volcanoes, especially volcanic activity. Uranus is rocking and rolling. Personally speaking, this can be an amazing time for the higher mind to be so active. Awakenings left and right, spiritual awakenings, literal awakenings, breaking free from the confines that have been holding us in place or where we might have been playing it small. There's also a very strong energy of restlessness in the collective right now around this new moon. And that could bring in some surprising information, shocks and surprises, disruptions coming in from the outside, for better or worse. Definitely weather-related storms, temperature dips, a lot of information around extraterrestrial activity possibly. More talk of the drone sightings or circling back to the drones. With Uranus stationing, I just want to stress the planets hold energy and we are all energy. So we absolutely feel the vibrations of the planets working through us. And the more you understand astrology and the more you track it and the more you understand your own energy, it will make more sense. But I will just say this. Uranus is the god of the skies, the god of lightning. He rules over many things. And when he's active like this, he's active. And as I said earlier, we can absolutely feel the tempo picking up. We can feel the speed up, the acceleration of the energy, especially in our bodies. I know when Uranus stations, I always feel almost like, the best way I can describe it is I have like electrical currents moving up and down my body. It makes it really hard to fall asleep and it's uncomfortable. And other times it feels like lava, literally like hot lava moving through my veins. And I'm sure many other people experience that and they just might not know that it could possibly connect to the station of the planets, especially Uranus. Going back to the spiritual awakening with Uranus so active as the ruler of this new moon and stationing direct, our own intuitive abilities are going to be very ramped up. You may find that one of your own psychic abilities becomes really increased, or something that's been dormant comes alive under this transit, under these energies. Because Uranus is all about clairvoyance, which is when we see, when we have our visions, clairaudience, where we hear spirit. That actually happens to me when I read a lot of the times, when I know that somebody's coming through for a client. I hear, I see, I smell, I feel. Also, telepathy is increased. You're thinking about your friend and all of a sudden they call you. That's increased. The dream space is increased. Going back to spiritual awakening. Everyone is also on their own timetable when it comes to this. Please know. So if you're not experiencing any of this, it doesn't mean that you never will. Or maybe you don't want to, and that's fine too. But just like we're all at different levels when we're in school, it's the same thing in spiritual school. Very strong energy also on the science versus the spirituality. I just got into a conversation about this with someone who was arguing with me and saying that astrology is not science. And correct, astrology is known as a pseudoscience because it is not scientifically proven to work. But we all know that astrology is the language of the stars. It is the language of energy. And the sky is a mirror for what goes on down here. And there is precision involved with astrology. And it holds hands with astronomy. Science versus spirituality. How can astrology help us? A huge interest in astrology also, especially with the Sun-Pluto conjunction in Aquarius kicking off the next 2 decades. Aquarius is the sign of astrology. Uranus is the higher mind. It's all being activated right now. Focus on the possibilities. We want to watch the temptation to throw the baby out with the bathwater, okay? You know the saying, throw the baby out with the bathwater? We want to watch the temptation to act recklessly out of boredom or out of fear or out of lack of control or impulsivity, because there's a reminder here that we need to think things through or we might regret it later, because the restlessness factor is huge right now throughout the collective. Furthering that sentiment, we have this new moon conjunct asteroid Icarus right here at 10 degrees of Aquarius. And this will be exact on the 30th and the 31st. Remember the energy of the Fool, the Uranus card, taking that leap of faith, breaking free, going off on a whim. There's many different ways this can play out. This is important when we're talking about Icarus. Icarus reminds us that while we have the wings to fly, we can't get overzealous and we have to be careful, or else our wings can and will be clipped, especially if we are not utilizing our energy appropriately or in the best interests of both ourselves and of others. And I want to stress that this energy of Icarus is especially potent the 30th and the 31st, as the sun is exactly aligned with Icarus. In Greek mythology, Icarus is the son of Daedalus. Daedalus was a very skillful architect and craftsman. He held a lot of wisdom. And Daedalus would always tell Icarus to be very careful, as Icarus was always in confinement and he wanted to break free. Icarus connected wax and feathers and made himself a pair of wings. He wasn't worried about anything else but flying the coop, essentially, leaving, getting out of Dodge at all costs. That was his concern. Daedalus, Icarus's father, warned him never to fly too close to the sun or else his wings would melt. And he also warned him not to fly low toward the sea because there would be trouble there as well. Well, of course, once Icarus could fly, Icarus flew very close to the sun and his wings melted and he fell into the sea and drowned. Moral of the story, with this strong Uranian energy and this strong restless energy and this wanting to break free at all costs in certain scenarios, this may or may not land for you personally, but you might be able to connect it to how you might be viewing a certain situation in your reality. But the bottom line is, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't fly too close to the sun or your wings will melt, metaphorically speaking. Think things through. This is a time to plan. It's not a time to be reckless, because there will be consequences otherwise. Very true when it comes to our relationships. Just want to say that. Now, to counteract that, we've got dwarf planet Varuna at 8 degrees of Leo in opposition to this new moon and Icarus. Varuna is all about right from wrong, punishment for sin. Varuna is the Hindu god of law and order, balance, equality, justice, fairness. And Varuna is also associated with the ocean and the waters. And there's this very strong energy when it comes to the weather with water activity. So Varuna reinforces this message around this new moon. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Always remembering that there is a higher divine order to everything. And to be kind costs nothing. All of this Aquarian energy is reminding us that we are all different, yet we are all one. We are all united. All the Pisces energy as well with the North Node in Pisces. Let's vibe on our similarities as opposed to our differences. Doesn't mean you have to ignore them. It doesn't mean we spiritual bypass. I'm not spiritual bypassing. I'm just saying that above all else, love is the highest order. We are going to see some really exciting technological advances over the coming years, and some, like I said, we might or might not like. It can be very challenging to roll with the times when things shift and when things change. All of this to say, this is a very powerful, profound, prophetic new moon. It is a great one to set intentions. Manifestation is simply intention. So pay very close attention to your dream space. Pay close attention to those zany thoughts that come in out of left field. That's the higher mind being activated. That's your intuition. That's Uranus. Keep a journal, keep a dream journal, and focus on the possibilities. Something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and I have thought about this for a very long time. When I was a child, when I was growing up in the 80s, the Jetsons came out, and I was obsessed with the Jetsons, obsessed with that cartoon. And even though it was a cartoon, I always knew at a very deep spiritual level that there was more to that cartoon. And as the years have progressed, and as I've been studying the stars and really looking forward to Pluto's transit through Aquarius, and then Uranus entering Gemini and Neptune entering Aries, the future, doesn't mean it's all going to be roses, right? But there will be a lot of change. As I've been thinking about all of this and researching, the Jetsons just keeps coming to my mind. The Jetsons was originally aired in the 60s, but then in the 80s, they reproduced it. Bottom line, the Jetsons was all about living in the future. It was a comical version of the future. But thinking about it, it's not so comical. They had Rosie the robot, who was their maid. Pretty soon, we're probably going to have the same thing. We already have vacuum cleaners that can clean the house, right? The Jetsons was all about holograms and traveling into space in order to get to work. They lived in Orbit City. So it was comic science fiction. It was an animated sitcom. They might remake this. Just saying. That's one of my predictions. They're likely going to remake the Jetsons, or it might not be called the Jetsons, but they are going to remake that show. I'm standing on that hill. And there will be messages about the direction that the collective is taking. The direction of the new inventions, let's just say. The new way of doing things, technology. Okay, I'll stop. Remember to check the part of your birth chart that contains Aquarius so that you can set an intention or two for where this new moon will fall for you. Linked right in the description box below, you can pull up your birth chart. And I also have a free downloadable guide right there in the description box with the houses so that you can follow. For members, the extended reading through the signs will be in the member portal, and also available to my subscribers on my newsletter. If you want to know more about that, just stay tuned and listen to this quick video. If this is where our journey ends, much love, many blessings, take really good care of yourself, and I will be back soon. Bye. Hello, everyone. Warm wishes for a happy and healthy 2025. I am so excited to be here with all of you, all of my beautiful subscribers, and to continue to put out supportive content. I will continue to give you astrological and intuitive updates. My channel will not be changing. I will be doing new moon and full moon readings, along with some insights through the signs, monthly astrological and energetic updates, astrology updates overall, and some more how-to videos, readings on current events, etc. None of that will change. That will all still be here on my channel, but I am excited to roll out a few new options for 2025. Here on YouTube, I now have a membership. That membership is $7.99 a month. You do not have to join the membership, but you can if you want to. And what that membership encompasses is obviously all of the general free content that is out there and will continue to be out there, but with more exclusive content. So every Sunday, I go live and I give the astrological and energetic forecast for the upcoming week, and we have some spiritual chit chat there. There's a live chat. Now that is going to be sent to you with the YouTube membership by recording. If you wanted to be a part of the live stream, I have another subscription, which is based on Substack, which is where I have my newsletter and where I am the most interactive. And that will also be linked in the description box below if you're interested in that. But the Substack membership is $10 a month, okay, to be transparent, or $100 per year. And every Sunday, I do go live and I give the astrological and energetic update and forecast. And it's, like I said, it's interactive and I answer questions. And then monthly, I do a live Zoom where I go into more details for each month, readings through the signs. And in those monthly lives, there's also the opportunity to be read, both astrologically and psychically, combination of the two. That is with my Substack subscription. That is with my newsletter subscription, to be clear. The YouTube subscription, the one that is $7.99 a month, you will get the recordings of everything that I do on my Substack newsletter. To join the YouTube subscription, all you have to do is go right to my homepage and just click join. And once again, thank you to all of my amazing subscribers. I'm so thankful and grateful to each and every one of you. I'm also grateful that I get to provide this content, and I really hope that it supports you on your spiritual journey.